like to tell you about the Arabic-speaking market and the Middle East and North Africa market. My name is Hussam, and I'm the founder of Tamatem, the leading mobile games publisher in the Arabic-speaking market. This is the MENA region, if you don't know it, on the map. And I want to tell you about the MENA market in general. This is the fastest growing market in the world. The market size is expected to reach over $4 billion in 2022, and there are 500 million smartphone users. If you want to look at the breakdown of the countries, the top countries in the region, Turkey is number 1, Saudi Arabia is number 2, and you have Iran, United Arab Emirates, and then the rest of the Gulf countries, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, and these countries. But here I am focusing on the Arabic market. I'm not talking about the Iranian market or the Turkish market, just the Arabic market. The Arabic is the 4th most spoken language in the world. And there is 100 million Arabic smartphone users, yet less than 1% of all content available online is available in Arabic. And the Arabic market has a country like Saudi Arabia, which has the highest average revenue per paying user in the entire world. Saudi Arabia, 75% of the population is active online. It is the 2nd most profitable country in the MENA after Turkey, and it is the 19th most profitable country in the world. I want to tell you a little bit about the culture in Saudi Arabia. So you will see that Arabic is the main language. People have a lot of free time and a lot of money, of course. Most of the people are young, and they are very attached to the culture and to the language. The most important thing about the Middle East and the MENA region is that people want social interaction. So anything that has chat components and the ability for people to get to know each other, this is a big, big, big deal for them. The women in the Gulf countries and Saudi Arabia in specific are also the highest spenders in the world. 15% of the females are unemployed, they don't work, sitting at home, they play games, and they spend money on games every single month. If you want to take a look at the top charts, the top free charts, the top grossing charts in the region, you will find that the top free charts are dominated by racing, drifting, board games, fun, quick casual games. The top grossing charts are different. You will find the top grossing charts with SLG type games, strategy games, card games, poker, a little bit of sports games, but mainly strategy games. Paid games in the region are not good. You will, even if you reach number 1 top paid game, it will not really generate money. I want to tell you a little bit about the difference between translation and localization. So many people think that if you want to take your game to the Arabic language, then you just need to translate it, throw it in the market, and think it will succeed. It's very difficult. So whenever you want to localize a game to the Arabic language, you need to look at the text. First of all, the translation of text, it has to be proper and clean. The graphics need to be changed. Maybe the story will need to be edited a little bit and played around. ASO or App Store optimization needs to be taken into consideration. But the most important thing about the Arabic language, it is a language that is written right to left, not left to right. So many people think that it is written like this, but it is written like this. So this makes a lot of confusion. And you will need to adapt local culture. I will show you a little bit of examples in the upcoming slides. If you see that the text over there, so many of the ads that you will see online for people translating their text to Arabic think that this is correct, but the Arabic language is a connected language. So each letter has to be connected to the next letter. So you cannot, if you ever see an ad that has the letters fragmented like this, you know this is wrong. And you tell the people that did that for you that you are doing a mistake. Arabic is also a very long language. So it is 25% longer than English. So you will always, if you want to develop a game that has a text inside it, make sure that you leave an extra space so the text will become a little bit longer. There are different dialects in the region. So people in Saudi Arabia speak a little bit differently than the people in Egypt. They speak a little bit than the people in Jordan or the people in Morocco. If you want a solution to that, use traditional Arabic, the Arabic that you see in the newspaper, the Arabic that we study in the textbooks. Don't use dialects, because you will not need to translate to one language, you will need to translate to 20 different dialects, and this is a nightmare. Numbers in Arabic are different than the numbers in English. Stick to the numbers of English. They will be easier. Everyone understands them. Also, how are you addressing, or how are you speaking to a male versus a female? So if you want to speak to a guy, you tell him anta, which means you. If you speak to the girl, you say anti, which means you as well. But you need to keep an eye on the differences between how you are addressing male and female. Also, this is a good example of localization and not just translation. You will see in this example that this is a game that had the graphics like this. And people in the region, especially when we are talking about the previews and anything that has to do with the previews in the App Store, this will be like really difficult for people to download your game and enjoy it because of so many different cultural aspects. So many people, when they want to localize the game, they will take it from here to here. And I would say that this is also extreme. You don't want this, you don't want this, but you need something in between, something normal. This is too much, but you will need to figure out something in between. The region is divided between in-app purchases versus ads. Most of the revenue that is being made in the region is through in-app purchases. Don't focus on ads, because the payout from ads is very small. And the fill rate is not very good. But in in-app purchases, it is an amazing, amazing market. Also, iOS versus Android. Of course, as everywhere else in the world, Android is the dominant. But you know that most of the money is being generated from iOS. And most of these Android phones are very cheap, low-end phones. So you don't really pay attention to Android. It can make you excellent money, but the main focus is always on iOS. I will give you a little bit of case studies and examples of things that we have done ourselves and seen excellent success. These are all racing games that we have published and launched in the Arabic market. All of these games became #1, top 3 across the whole region, and over the course of 2 years maybe. But so many different people ask us, why would you localize a racing game? What is in a racing game that is worth localizing? Because at the end, if you play a racing game, even if it is in Chinese or in English or in Russian, you will be able to play it. Just like click, petrol, right, left, and you're good. But in this game in specific, we have found that adding a localized feature to the users added so much value. For example, most of the very successful racing games are games that have the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, all the sports cars. People in Saudi Arabia don't want Lamborghinis and Ferraris. They want a Toyota Corolla, and they want the Kia. and they want like the everyday cars that they can go and enjoy every day in the street. So you will see that we have used models of everyday cars, not the supercars. Also, the maps are very local, things that are from the region. And there was something funny about the music, because people in Saudi Arabia, I'm focusing on Saudi Arabia because this is the biggest market in the region. Music in Saudi Arabia, not everyone listens to music. And so many people think that music is not good. They don't listen to music. So we have replaced the music, the instruments inside the music, with music, different type of music that they like. Music that does not use instruments. So you will not hear a guitar or drums inside the music. It's just human voices. And that made the game very, very, very successful. This is also another game that was taken from a Bulgarian company. It's called Belot. And we have taken this game from Bulgaria to Saudi Arabia. Although there are no similarities between the cultures, but what we have added, we have played around with so many different aspects inside the game. So this is a very popular cards game now in Saudi Arabia. In fact, it is the #1 cards game now in Saudi Arabia and the region. You will see that a couple of examples here, that we have added the word VIP to the icon and to the name, because everything in the culture in the Arabic region revolves about being a VIP, and it revolves around being someone special. So if you are special, then you will come and enjoy this game, you will pay. We have focused on the characters, made people look similar to the people that are in the region. This game have been seeing growth, excellent success across the past couple of months, and it reached the top of the charts in card games. This is also another example. This is not our game. This is a game called Revenge of the Sultans, and it is right now the #1 grossing game in the region. This is mainly a Chinese company that have done this, and they localized the game to Arabic. This game is doing $10 million per month in revenue in the region, and it has been #1 across the region for the past year and a half. So it's crazy. They generated maybe $100 million last year in revenues. But I would say that even though this game is #1, the localization inside the game is not excellent. It's just good, but not excellent. And you can imagine that if someone localized the game for them and launched it for them, they could have been making so much more money. And it has a lot of potential for games that are similar and have strategy components to get into the market. Just remember that anything that has chat, messaging between the players automatically reaches the top of the charts. I believe I was a little bit quick in the presentation. If you are interested in the Arabic market, reach out to me. I can help you out with whatever you need, not only for the sake of business, but I always love to help. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that you have enjoyed the presentation.